Hey, so I'm in the office. I'm about to leave. It's 12:30 a.m. Actually 1 a.m. I don't know why. But I did the I did about 133 additional trusses while I was here. There was one job with 65 trusses that was just freaking troublesome. Um so that took me a while, but the rest of it was pretty easy. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that I am here and I had just like the old days I had like kind of like a cravey feeling, but it was more like what my body signals were telling me. So let me explain what I mean. So basically, I ended up having maybe a little bit half of one of these bags or both of these bags. This is beef liver bites, and then biltong, obviously, And I also had a whole bar of an epic bar, one of the venisons. So that added, in terms of calories, that added like, I don't know, 250 calories to everything. So I feel like I'm at 16 or 1700. And I actually went on a run that was 700. So I don't know, in some relative sense, you can subtract 700 calories from everything in terms of overall weight loss. But I don't like to incorporate the exercise into a projected weight loss or something I might expect. But I guess it is something to consider. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to report that, and yeah, I guess the reason why it was eating versus not eating, like to focus or whatever, is because my body signals were basically saying, hey, if you don't get this food, you could still have ketones, but you're not going to be able to push yourself beyond the limit of what we're telling you to do. So it's already late. I was ready to sleep like 3 hours, 4 hours ago, but strangely enough, the protein actually allowed me to push a little bit further. So like if I didn't have that, I feel like I would be like falling asleep and just kind of like not being able to latch on to when I need to muscle wise, to like with my eyes and stuff like that, to be able to get it done. And so that used to happen. Like the reason why I'm recording this is because I wanted to explain that used to happen to me. Where I would go through these bouts of like, because I was like the only one forced to go in the office, and I was like, if I don't get this amount of trusses done by this time, whatever, he's gonna be pressing on me. So I'd be like, you know, I wouldn't be giving into my natural rhythm of things. Instead, it would be like, I better get some popcorn or I better get some sugary drink or whatever. But obviously, later on, it became protein. So like, became like sardines or something more strategic, or maybe a protein shake from Sun Warrior, which it was all junk in a relative sense. And you could say this was junk, but my point is that, I mean, the sugar was definitely drunk. Whatever, I mean, it was junk, yeah. Whatever sugary drink I had was from Dunkin' Donuts or Safeway or whatever. I'm so sorry, Starbucks. Um, well, my point is that um, basically, your body sends signals, and if you don't give in to them, you do need, sometimes you do need an external source to get through. Or else it's just, you're struggling with whatever it was. Like I was telling you in the other video about the ketones versus glucose. Like I know sometimes I could, like sometimes I'm like, if I'm fasting, I'm like, oh shoot, I could use these ketones right now, but it's going to be a lot harder somehow, and it would take a lot longer than if I just had this little bit of glucose to take from. So your brain is basically telling you to do that. Now, this is different than like an addiction to carbs, although it's kind of on the same wavelength in terms of what the body's saying, because um, your body is really that addicted to using that type of energy that it's basically convinced that you need it. But in reality, like when you're that addicted to sugar or whatever, you don't really need glucose. In fact, you would need ketones more in most cases, um, under the sugar addict circumstance. So, anyways, I just thought I would give my thoughts about that. About to leave, so I wasn't trying to stay here this late. Because like I said, I went on my run, and then by the time it was 8:30, I think I left. Or no, I didn't get home until 8:30. I had to pack some stuff. I actually went on a grocery haul, small one, and then I didn't leave until about 9:30. Got here about 10, and yeah, I've just been working for 2 hours, a little bit over 2 hours actually. Thanks for watching.